Good morning. Let's use algebra to find the value to each player. So let's take a look at this first problem. Demetrius and Clarence bought a pizza that is half mushroom and half olives that has a total value of $18. Demetrius likes mushroom 5 times as much as olives, and Clarence likes olives twice as much as mushroom. Determine the value for each half of the pizza for Demetrius and Clarence. So this time we're not given how Demetrius and Clarence value each half of the pizza. So let's use these pictures to help us kind of put all this information together. So what do we know about this pizza? It's half mushroom and half olives. And let's let this pizza over here represent how Demetrius values the pizza. And let's this part over here represent how Clarence values the pizza. And now let's go back to the problem to see what we can find out about each player and how they value. So it tells us here that Demetrius likes mushroom 5 times as much as olives. So the way we're going to use algebra to determine the values is we're going to make olives x, and we're going to call the mushroom side 5x, because that would mean 5 times as much as the olive side. And we know that the whole value of this pizza is $18. And from this information on the picture, then, we know that the mushroom half, which is 5x, plus the olive half, which is x, together make the whole value of $18. So to solve this equation, we put our like terms together. 5x plus 1x is 6x equals 18. We divide both sides by 6, and we find that the value of x is 3. And now, to go back to our problem, now that we know that x is 3, well, what represented x was the olive side. So we now know that for Demetrius, the olive side is $3, because our x came out to be 3. And that the mushroom side is 5 times the olives, or 5 times $3, which is $15. So let's do the same thing for Clarence on the other side. So what do we know about Clarence? Clarence likes olives twice as much as mushroom. I should say as mushroom. So how are we going to represent that? He likes mushroom more, olives more, so 2x is the olives, x is mushroom. We know that the whole value of this pizza is $18. And so to use an algebraic equation to figure out how much Clarence values each part, we're going to put the mushroom part plus the olive part equals the whole value of the pizza, which is $18. We solve this equation. We combine like terms. 1x plus 2x is 3x. 3x equals 18. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X equals 6. So now we have found x, which means we know the value of the x side, which was mushrooms. So the mushroom side is worth $6. And the olive side is worth twice as much, or 2 times 6, which is $12. So let's go on to another example. Why don't you read about Izzy and Paul for a moment? I'll give you a few moments to read it. Now, you might be ready already to know the values for Izzy and Paul, and you might tell yourself, I don't need algebra to solve this, and you are absolutely correct, but let's take a look at it. So let's look at how Izzy values this cake and how Paul values it. And remember, 1/2 is strawberry, 1/2 is vanilla, 1/2 is strawberry, 1/2 is vanilla. And what do we know? That Izzy likes strawberry and vanilla equally. Well, what's the value of this whole cake? The whole cake has a value of $24. So if she likes them equally, if we really wanted to use algebra, we could call strawberry x, but we'd have to call vanilla x too because they have the same value. And x plus x equals 24 would be our equation. 2x equals 24. Divide both sides by 2, and then x equals 12. So that means that the value of each side for Izzy is $12. And I'm sure you knew that before we even did any algebra here. Now let's look at Paul. It tells us here that Paul is allergic to strawberry. Well, what might that mean? That would mean that the strawberry certainly has no value to Paul if he's allergic to the strawberry. So the value of the whole cake is $24. And since the value of the strawberry side is 0, all the value of this cake, all $24, must be over here on the vanilla side for Paul. Okay, let's look at a few other examples. This next example involves sandwiches. We're back to sandwiches. We've seen these sandwiches before. Okay, let's see what's going on. Who are the two people this time? This time we've got Tos and Jade. Toaz and Jade, maybe that's Toaz. And we have a sandwich that has a total value of $12. And again, let's let this sandwich represent how Toaz or Tos feels about this sandwich. And then we'll let this side represent how Jade feels about this sandwich. And let's see what we know. It has a veggie side, it has a meatball side. Toaz likes the veggie twice as much as the meatball. So let's just kind of put the dividing line here. This sandwich is 12 inches long. So for Toaz, the veggie would be 2x, and the meatball would be x. And if we want to find the value of each of these parts, again, we can use our algebra. The 2x side plus the x side should equal the whole value of the pizza, which is $12. 3x equals 12. Divide by 3, divide by 3. X equals 4. So we now know that the x side, whichever is the x side, is worth $4. So, just to make it big here, this side is worth $4. And what about the vegetarian side? It would be 2 times 4, or twice as much, so $8 here. Now let's look at Jade. Jade likes meatball 4 times as much as veggie. So how might we represent that with algebra? The veggie side would be, the meatball side would be 4x. The veggie side would be x. If we want to find the values of each of these parts, we put the x side together with the 4x side would equal the whole value of the pizza. Put that together, 5x equals 12. We divide by 5, and for x this time we get 2.4, which in money is just $2.40. So now we know that our x side is $2.40, and our meatball side is 4 times that $2.40, which comes out to be $9.60. Hope you can see that, $9.60. Okay, one more example. Let's give you a moment to think about this one. This one is about Angelo and Simone. I'll let you read it. And I'll get all ready here. We know there's a veggie half and a meatball half. We know that the whole value of each of these pizzas is each of these sandwiches is $15. Okay, what do we know? Angelo likes veggie and meatball equally, so we know that that's x and x. Or in other words, x plus x equals the whole value of 15. And you might say, I don't need algebra. I can just cut 15 in half. And you're just absolutely right. And go right ahead and do that. I'll take it through the algebra. We get 750. So we know that each side is worth $7.50 for Angelo because each side is worth an equal amount if we split up the $15. And what about Simone? Simone likes veggie twice as much as meatball. So we might need a little algebra here. Veggie is 2x. Meatball is x. The value of the whole pizza is $15. 3x equals 15. Divide by 3, x equals 5. So when we've found x, which side have we found? We found the x side, which is meatball. So we now know that the meatball side for Simone is worth $5 for the meatball, $5. And the veggie side is 2 times 5 because it's twice as much, which is then $10.